right, 10 Cloverfield Lane, the surprising sequel to Cloverfield, sequel-ish. Okay, so when this came out, it was supposed to be a completely different movie. I believe it was a movie under Paramount's Insurge division, but unfortunately Insurge went bankrupt. And so they had this movie. I believe it was either filming or it was almost completed. And then J.J. Abrams stepped in and saw it and went, hey, this is really good. Let's stitch a Cloverfield movie on top of it. And we'll talk about that in a sec, because people were asking, is there going to be another movie? So we got a surprise sequel to Cloverfield, even though it's not really a sequel. So this movie is not like the first movie. It's it feels it feels like an actual like professionally filmed movie, where with the first movie it feels like found footage film. This one, it's actually, it's shot with like cameras and lighting and all that stuff. But I will say, expectations going into it, I will say this: if you're looking for the Cloverfield monster, don't go into it expecting that, because that is not what you're going to get here. This movie is, I wouldn't even really call it a sequel, because it feels like it's not really a spin-off either. It's more just, it's coinciding at the same time as the first movie. So it's like, it's happening around the same time. But the plot of this movie is, we have a woman played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She is running away from relationship. I like how we're kind of left in the dark on that. So she's running away, and then she gets hit. She's in a car accident, and then she wakes up in a bunker, and it's occupied by John Goodman, who says something is out there and it's dangerous, and you're lucky I found you. So you immediately start having off vibes, and the movie constantly switches between, is it all mainly paranoia that's going on? Like, is there something really going on outside, and there's not, and there's, you're just keeping me here just to keep me here? Or is there really something outside, and, and it's dangerous? So the movie definitely plays with paranoia very well. And also the movie is very much one of the tales of, you're in this like isolated location, and there could be something huge, great going on outside, but it's not concentrating on that. It's concentrating on how humans, we are our own worst enemy. And we are the monsters. You can say like, oh yeah, there's a monster outside, but the second something goes off, it's like, are we the real monsters here? And so I love how the movie is like, it's like a modern day Hitchcock movie. And there's one part of the movie, I will discuss it later, that I feel is very forced, but we'll get to that in a sec. But I will start out with the performances. I love how it's almost like a 3-person act, or it's like a 3-person play. Like, you have Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who's just been dropped in this situation. You have John Goodman, who owns the bunker, and I'll talk about him in a sec. You also have John Gallagher Jr., who is there, and he's almost like Goodman's like punching bag, because he's like, yeah, he helped me, but he's a bit of a moron. So it's the three of them in this bunker together, and it's just like, okay, and just go, just like be creepy. So Goodman's performance, I've always thought Goodman was a very good actor, This is one of the few roles that he's taken that I wish he does more villains. Because in this movie, he is scary. He is very creepy. Like, I don't want to give away too much, but let's just say that there's a part of the movie where the three of them are playing a board game, and he just makes it just absolutely scary. Like, you're just like so on edge, and you're just freaking out the whole time. So he's the one that definitely puts you on edge. So you're just like, okay, dude, I understand you're very survival heavy, but calm down. Calm down a little bit, dude. And this is very much like a survival thriller movie. You know, it's a bottle film, but it's a survival thriller movie. So, and unlike, the first movie where that one was a survival found footage type horror film, this is more of a psychological survival thriller. And I love how the movie does a fantastic job at conveying that, and very much like the paranoia that I talked about. Now, the one thing that I think a lot of people have issues with, and I don't have an issue. I don't have the issue is the climax feels very much like a reshoot. Like, they were filming the movie, and then they got the word that it was going to be a Cloverfield movie, so they're like, oh, we got to find a way to at least put this in. We got to put something in. And so the climax felt very much like a reshoot. Like, they had an ending, and then the call came in and said, oh, we got to reshoot this thing. So it feels very out of the ordinary and very out of place. Now, to me personally, it didn't bug me all that much, but it is very much like, okay, so you're going away from the road that you were going, and then all of a sudden you decided to switch courses and go a different way. And it's like, whoa, okay, all right, I guess we're going with it now. So it works, but it does feel very much like a reshoot. So I kind of would like to see what the original ending was, but, it doesn't bother me to the T. It feels very out of place. But overall, this was, you don't even really need to watch the first Cloverfield movie to have context with this, because this movie stands alone by itself very well, that you can just watch this as a one-off, and it totally works. So, you don't even have to watch the first movie. So it's really nice. So, while I feel like the climax was a bit of a reshoot, and at times it felt very much like they were trying too hard to make it a Cloverfield movie. They were just like, oh, wait, we did all this good stuff, and now we gotta, oh, yeah, that's right, we didn't put anything Cloverfield related. Let's stamp this in here. Other than that, the movie is very spot on. Like, performance-wise, just incredible. I love bottle films, and the way that this movie plays with paranoia and its characters does a great job at it. And, very, very underrated performances here. I mean, especially Goodman, because he's really scary. So I would like to see Goodman play more villains. I think that would be cool, because he's really good at it. So I enjoyed this movie enough to give it a great. I saw this when it came out, and I rewatched it not too long ago, and I was like, wow, this is still very good. And, if they decide to make a fourth film, we'll see. They did make a third one on Netflix, but we don't really talk about that. We just ignore it. So, doesn't matter.
No! No! No, no! No! Don't open that door! They're going to get all of us killed!
Something's coming.